Is Hawaii a good place to make a real estate investment? We'll talk about that coming up next. Hey, what's going on, friends? I always get asked, is Hawaii a good place to make a real estate investment? And so I'm going to answer that and give you 3 reasons, but they're not going to be focused on the exact financial return on investment, right? I'm not a financial advisor. It is not my job to give financial advice, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what your return on investment is going to be from a dollar standpoint. But when you do investing, there are some other factors that you want to take into account, and I'm going to talk about some things that you may want to consider if you're looking at doing a real estate investment and where you're going to put it and why Hawaii might be the right choice. And so reason number 1 is you should invest in what you like, right? There's a general philosophy in investing that you should invest in companies and products that you personally like, right? If you buy Apple products, maybe you should invest in Apple computers. If you like shopping at Costco, maybe you should invest in Costco. And so if you like Hawaii, right? If you like what Hawaii has to offer, you love the great communities, the amazing culture, the year-round amazing weather. If it's a product that you like to use and enjoy, then there's probably other people that agree with you, and that can give you a good indicator of it may be a good investment, because if you like it, there's a good chance other people are going to like it, right? So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is Hawaii is a brand, right? And it's a well-established brand, and brands matter in the long run in terms of investing because they outlast kind of the ups and downs of a market, right? And so you think about Louis Vuitton or Gucci or Rolex, you have all of these established brands, these luxury brands, and those people that buy that understand the brand and the value that comes from it. And Hawaii is an established brand, right? I mean, when you tell people, oh, I own a piece of real estate in Hawaii, they say, ooh, like you don't have to explain where Hawaii is and what it is and what's great about it. Like there's a common understanding of what Hawaii is. And that brand has value. It has long-lasting value that can overcome the ups and downs of a market, economy shifts, and different things. And so that's something to consider, right? Is do you want to invest in a place that nobody's ever heard of, that you is new and up and coming? Maybe, right? But if you want to invest in a well-established brand, arguably Hawaii is the best well-established second home vacation market in all of America, and that has some value to it, and that's something that you definitely want to consider. So that's reason number 2. Reason number 3 is very practical, right? And maybe the number 1 reason why from a real estate investing standpoint Hawaii makes a lot of sense, and that's because it just has a restricted supply. And what I mean by that is we're not making any more of it. Technically, the volcano does make more land, right? But in Hawaii, we have very restrictive land use policies that restrict the amount of development that we can have. And so you're never going to have a big influx of competition from the real estate market here in Hawaii, right? They're not going to be huge additional communities that get built. There's not going to be a new island that they open up and start selling real estate. So from a supply standpoint, you're always going to have restricted supply. And because of the previous 2 reasons, you're always going to have demand for that product, right? That real estate product here is always going to be in demand because people like it and because it has a brand, right? And so you want to think about that from a long-term standpoint. You have plenty of communities across the United States that are growing very rapidly. There's new developments opening up all the time, new communities and different things. And so you will always have that increase in supply. In Hawaii, that's never going to be the case. Definitely, in the short term, we don't see any type of new development happening on a large scale that's going to all of a sudden increase the amount of supply that is on the market and dilute your investment, right? So that restrictiveness, that restricted supply is just a practical matter that you definitely want to consider, when making an investment, because if there's a big flood of new stuff into the market that's competition for you, that can definitely affect your investment. And there's never going to be a new Hawaii, right? There's never going to be a new set of islands that's part of America. I mean, it's possible, right? But for practical purposes, Hawaii is very unique, and you can definitely have some confidence in the long run that that's going to retain its value. So again, do you want to invest in Hawaii? I always believe it's a good investment. We've seen over the long run, real estate anywhere, increases in value over the long run. It's a very safe place to put your money, a hedge against inflation that we're seeing right now in the economy. But it's always a personal decision. If you're looking at it from a dollars and cents standpoint, you definitely want to get professional advice on that. But these are just three things that I would want you to consider when thinking about, looking at Hawaii versus somewhere else. Does it make sense? And of course, it's got to make sense for you and your family. So if you have any questions and you want to talk about your situation in general, you can always book a meeting at the link in the comments or reach out to me at Dylan at Buy Big Island. And I'll see you guys next week. Aloha.